back, my friends. Grom, high day, by the way, if you heard that alert. Grom is the kind of quote-unquote, let's bring back low flow. It's been a little quiet this week for low floats. Anyway, we'll get to Grom, I'm sure, but if you're wondering what that alert was, two things before we get started. Welcome back to the day after leg day. Someone needs to call 911 for my legs. Here's your one. I always like to give you that 1% better. Many of you know I was in California last week, and I missed leg day last week. Broke 75 hard last week. But anyway, here's your 1% better. Don't skip leg day, because the next leg day is like the apocalypse. It ain't good up in here. So that also, on that note, this afternoon, my daughter's school is doing a blood drive, so I will be giving blood this afternoon. And we're always about positivity here at Pre-Market Prep. So don't forget to give blood. You know, listen, we're all in this together. I know we live in a very contentious world. I like to bring a little bit of positivity into that contentious world. But at the end of the day, all 8 billion of us are out here on this spinning rock together, and take those little opportunities to give back. And actually, you may or may not know this, but the great thing about giving blood, and not to get too off topic, I know everybody wants to buy CEI. You know, hey Tim, I'm bag holding CEI. Should I add? I know that's probably like 95% of the comments. But so we'll get to. Actually, I ain't talking about CEI. I won't. I refuse. I've said it all. I've said everything there is to say about CEI. That being said, you may or may not be aware of this, but giving blood is actually very good for you. It's not just good for others. So it's such a win-win-win. Win. So, anyway, public service announcement is done. Let's talk some stocks. Give blood. It's good for you. It's good for others. It's good for the planet. It's good for the universe. What do you think about VYGR? I had a little bit higher hopes yesterday. I mean, the one takeaway on VYGR yesterday is, recognize a bag holder chart, and ultimately not a bash. And, and momentum was a little low yesterday, but if you were on the pre-market or on the Steady Trade team webinar, I urged a lot of caution, a lot of the wait till midday, late day type stuff. And, just when you get these long-term downtrending charts like this, don't be surprised if they fail to break. Now, that being said, that's yesterday. What I like about today is, this thing, air quotes, you'll hear me use this term a lot, it hung around. So it is actually encouraging that, yesterday the bag holder chart was in play. I think too much overhead resistance on VYGR. But I'm actually more enthusiastic, more bullish on VYGR today than yesterday, because yesterday was just kind of that, slower day. I mean, Bitcoin goes wild. Crypto stocks were lame again for the millionth time. So look for breaks of 420, probably risk down on VWAP, but actually very encouraged by VYGR. So VYGR breaks of last night's highs. And remember, this is that straight out of this is that situation where I always say, straight out of the ebook. Okay, heavily shorted, big gainer with an ugly chart that closes at the high of the day, gaps down. That again, straight out of the ebook. So I still got to get my shirt. What do you think about Verb? VIRB, Verb. I don't really think anything of Verb. What did this trade yesterday? Yeah, 3 million shares yesterday. This is again one of those situations, Steven, I just don't really have an opinion. And I always say the same thing. This is not a bash. It's just 28,000 shares traded, 3 million yesterday. It's just kind of whatever. So I think there's better out there. Neuro, former runner, 5 million float. This has been a chat pump in the past. A lot of spikes and fails. So classic one and done, but this stock does run. This would be a textbook dip and rip, probably over like that 1050 area. So sketchy. Neuro, former runner, frequent pump, post 945 chat or post 945 dip and rip. I would not touch this early with the chart history. Is BBIG and CI dead? I mean, they're both dead. So is DATS. I mean, so is MRIN. So is ALF. I won't. I almost got tricked. I almost got suckered into talking about all these recent pumps. It was close. It was like the temptation. I was tempted. To discuss all the recent failed pumps that were glorious. For weeks. Some of the best setups we've seen in quite some time. And I was almost tempted to discuss them after the pump is done. Okay? It's close. But I fought back. ONDS, bullish engulfing. Whoa. Yeah, it's a decent breakout. What do these guys do? What is ONDS? So wireless communications, blah, blah, blah. Possible swing trade. Oh, speaking of swing trades, I mean, MRO. MRO has been choppy and frustrating, but still above 15. So if you guys remember, MRO was kind of that number one swing trade from the other day. Prague. Wait, we already talked about Prague the other day. Yeah. ANY. So I'm going to finish on ANY. BT, same thing. I was actually very, very, very disappointed. I thought yesterday, I really thought with, the air kind of coming out. So remember, CEI kind of let the air out of everything. Then we get that big breakout on Bitcoin all the way up to 55,000. And I really thought we were going to get something like really good with these crypto plays. And I mean, listen, BT was okay. ANY was okay, but nothing great. I mean, ANY went from, midday went from 660 to 7. Whoop-de-doo. BT went from, basically just topped at 12 the entire freaking day. So I would say this on the crypto plays. It is day 2. They are hanging around. Look for breaks of previous days' highs. And, going back to what I said yesterday, I still believe, I was forced to discuss the crypto plays because there wasn't much going on yesterday. I still say, and I've said this for basically a year now, and I'm sorry if you heard this yesterday and the day before, if you want exposure to the crypto stuff, just buy Bitcoin. And I told you to do that at 15,000 and 20,000 and 30,000 and 40,000 and on down the line. Zachary Price says BBI has some solid news. I would debate that. Okay, right up the bat. Okay, I'll look at the news. It's a 70-cent biotech, my friend. Okay, understand. It's a 70-cent biotech. I am very dubious as to whether or not this is quote unquote, where is it? Very good news. Solid news. All right. Oh, you can't make it up. Oh, God, I love penny stocks. Oh, I tell you, I joke about being older, but I'm actually 47 years old, and man, I love what I do, and man, I love penny stocks. So, if, my friends, you suffer from excessive underarm sweating, then BBI is just this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to build generational wealth. Okay. No, this is not solid news. This is a 70-cent biotech with a 15% once daily topical formulation for patients with excessive underarm sweating. I would say avoid this. And most importantly, have a great day, my friends. Give blood. Give a little bit back to the universe. Let's stay positive. Let's make the world a better place. And my friends, if you suffer from excessive underarm sweating, I hope you find some help. I suffer from that. I'm sweaty all the time. That's what happens when you work out twice a day. So maybe I should get their topical treatment. So, all right. What's my number one? Grom. Dip and rip. Hung around day 2. So Grom through 550 is probably number 1. Don't blame me. So here's the biggest thing. Even if you don't like Grom, I'll say this. Root for Grom, because I think this could bring, if Grom goes wild, let's say you hate this stock, you don't want to trade it, you would rather trade BBI. Even if you hate it, root for it, because if this if this pulls off an epic squeeze, a continuation of yesterday. I saw all the idiots on Twitter shorting this. If this goes wild today, it will bring momentum back. So that being said, Grom over 550. It's a B minus low floater, but let's hope it goes wild to bring back, as I began. If you remember the beginning of this, it was the very first thing I said. So, all right, have a good day, my friends, and we will see you next time. Where's my? I still